So it is Wednesday today, not Tuesday.
Yeah, late.
Late again, but work comes in the way. My name is Chris Mary Holtman. With me, I have Nick E. I hate mathematics. Anderson, born free, tested to death. Right?
Pretty much. Shit. Yeah, but yeah, it's life. What do you do? Yeah.
This is the Wrestling Guild, and we're going to talk about Impact from the 21st of January, Genesis taping, or Genesis, and this time, finally, the final taping from Ottawa in Canada. Josh Matthews said just as much when he said that we'll have a different look and a different feel next week.
It's the last time we see EC3, right? That was it.
No. He's still in. He leaves during the January during the tapings.
Oh, so we got one.
So we'll see him a couple of more times. The same with Bobby Lashley and the same with Laurel Van Ness. But something else also coming out. Breaking news yesterday. JB Jeremy Borash has gone to the WWE.
Just like that.
Well, I'm thinking he got an offer he couldn't refuse. I mean, Jeremy Borash has been. I mean, this is a big thing. Big thing. Jeremy Borash has been with the company since day one. He's been behind the scenes. He's done everything: announcing, editing. He had some podcasts. He's had different shows and stuff like that. What this means for the company, I don't know. Who's going to take over his role? But they tried to get him before when Jeff Jarrett was going to take over, right before you started watching, before the revamped relaunch of Impact. They tried to get him, Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy, when they went over to back to the WWE. They tried to take him along, but Jeremy Borash is behind a lot of the ideas and thoughts. The creative things that worked in Impact, especially Broken Matt Hardy, and I think they just probably offered him enough money. We'll see. Maybe he'll relieve it or reveal why he left in a while. But yeah, no, he's gone. So these tapings here, the ones that are coming up, the things that we're going to see, probably the last time we're going to see Jeremy Borash. He might return, who knows? But so, but
that's shocking.
Yeah, it is shocking. And the thing is, he always really loved Impact, and he always really stood up for Impact and stuff like that. But as I said, I'm thinking he just got. It was just, I think it was a money thing.
The numbers.
It was just the numbers. It's the numbers. We'll see what happens in the future. Anywho, Genesis, this was a good show. I mean, this was a good show. And once again, it broke the viewership records for Impact for quite some time. Up in the three, I think it was 319 or 309,000 people, which isn't a great number. But if you think of the WWE is running around 2.5 million viewers over two, and they have two shows. Impact but everything else is working. I mean, I think the Global Wrestling Network is doing well. Their Twitch stream is doing really well. So, and I think that the whole thing that they're going so digital, I think, is getting in more fans, more eyes on them.
It's easier, to access and whatnot. So, yeah.
But this was a stacked card, and Genesis used to be a pay-per-view, as I told you last time. Pay-per-view used to be a pay-per-view in the beginning of January. All the pay-per-views had, not all of them, but they would have like names that were kind of like in tune with what season it was. So the last the last pay-per-view of the year was called Final Resolution, kind of like New Year's resolution. Yeah. so this is Genesis, a new beginning, rebirth. Yeah. Anyway, and the new pay-per-view that they're putting out is going to be called Redemption. There's going to be an actual pay-per-view coming That's what they're kind of working from the January tapings forward. It's going to be something called Redemption. They're going to be everything is going to be going towards this redemption show. So whatever that is. Anyway, how did you like this
overall?
Yeah,
I'm surprised. I don't know.
They surprised?
I'm surprised they did so well. I don't know.
Oh.
I think the matches were really, really good. It wasn't that much talking, but we had a little bit here and there, and a great ending.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it was kind of like how they wanted it to be as much like a pay-per-view as possible.
True.
And a pay-per-view does not have so much talking. So,
yeah.
So we started up with the Grand Championship match, Matt Sydal versus EC3. This is obviously going to be probably the final kind of like final Grand Championship. Either they're retiring the title in the other in the January tapings, or that's changing to something else.
Because that's what I thought. Like he gave away the title. That was pretty much it.
Oh, you thought that was going to be the end? No,
like,
I think there's going to be a storyline with another wrestler that's coming in. Somebody I think that you're going to like. I think you're going to like the wrestler that's going to come in here. Who's going to feud, I think, with both Bobby Lashley and EC3.
Yes. Hey, that sounds really good. I like that.
So we'll see. Anyway, this was a 60-minute time limit match. It went like 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. Sydal said, great match. I love this match.
I mean, I think EC3 was a bit sloppy here and there, but he became like better and better.
They have two different styles. I mean, EC3 isn't that smooth in the ring. I mean, because of his size, he's really
like a tank.
Yeah. Matt Sydal wins with the shooting star press. Were you happy to see this?
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy to actually see Sydal winning something.
Okay.
If I say it like that, I don't know. Sydal, he's okay, but he's really quick with his moves, and his moves are really nice. But I don't know, standing against the tank, I think it was pure luck.
You would have rather seen EC3 win.
Yeah, because I know that he can like tear you apart.
No.
Like,
I thought this was a good match. I find that, I think it was inevitable that Sydal was going to win because he's been chasing the title so much, and then it would be weird if he just kind of lost in his own.
Yeah.
But I am a little bit sad that the Grand Championship is going to disappear because I like the round system. I like all of them. But it was a good match, great match. Now they can move on to something else because it seems like they've been doing this for a long time now.
It's time to
move on. El Patron, Impact, Johnny Impact, and Eli Drake prepare for their main event, which we saw, which was nice. And then we had the GWN flashback. Now another classic TNA match.
It's like an old school
AMW, America's Most Wanted, with Chris Harris and James Storm versus Triple X, Elix Skipper, and Christopher Daniels. The stipulation here was that whatever team lost had to break up.
Oh shit! That's okay.
Yeah, that was was on the line. Mm-hmm. And how did you
this match? This is what I want to see. Not maybe that much blood.
There was blood everywhere, everywhere. And this was before I started watching.
Oh, okay.
At TNA. This happened before I started watching. I think Chris Harris and James Storm. But when I started watching Impact, Chris Harris and James Storm had broken up. They had broken up, and they were feuding in a really like a handcuff. It was that was a bloody brawl. Anyway, so yeah.
I mean, this is what I want to see, and they had like these what do you call these like rings? Like
steel, 6 sides of steel.
6 sides. It's
a steel cage.
That guy was standing on top of that.
Elix Skipper. Yeah, we saw him. He faced Shinsuke Nakamura in that one match.
Oh yeah. There we have it. And then he jumped to the other guy who was also up there, knocked him out.
Because his move that he does is usually that he has a guy sitting in the corner.
Oh yeah,
and then he walks the ropes and does a Hurricane Rana or a Frankenstein or what do you want to call it. This time he walked the cage.
I mean, how did they plan out that? Like he won't fall down.
He looked like he was about to fall. So
that was great. It was amazing, and the commentators they did very important
Mike
part.
Tenay and Don West did very, very well.
Like they
Always-
screen against more intense. It's
Yeah.
more enjoyable.
So
to
blood-
watch.
lot of blood. They've been showing a lot of
A
blood
lot
on
of
these Global Wrestling Network flashbacks. But this was a classic match, and this was only part of it. I mean, you didn't actually get to see the beginning.
That was just,
What you should do is you should go on the GWN app and watch the actual match.
That's true. It was really good.
Yes. Good. Then we had an Ali vignette about her feud with Laurel Van Ness, and then we had the Knockouts Championship match, Ali versus Laurel Van Ness. How did you like this?
It was a good match. It was like good back and forth here and there. I think it was really hard hitting.
Yes,
I
it
like
was.
that. I think Royal did her part. She's always been kind of okay.
Yeah.
And Ali's still improving, becoming a really good wrestler.
Mhm.
And I'm happy with the match.
Yeah.
I'm really happy.
Laurel Van Ness, they knock out the official,
Oh yeah.
and then Laurel Van Ness clocks Ali with the title belt. And gets the pin and wins. Laurel Van Ness wins. And this was actually quite good because this furthers their feud. I mean, they've just started feuding. Had Laurel Van Ness won clean here, Ali wouldn't have a leg to stand on.
Yeah.
The interesting part here is we didn't see anything from this Hania the Huntress, the one who attacked Rosemary. We didn't see any Rosemary this time around. The one thing I would have liked to see, just talking about the knockouts of the women, is that I would have liked to see maybe some mention of what happened last week, like a promo or something like that. Something, because we didn't know anything. And it's easy when you have like a whole week like this and you have such an intense match and stuff like that, or matchups and stuff, it's easy to forget what happened last week.
Totally.
So next week, I'm thinking that they're going to have Hania the Huntress with, and people might forget. But people might also like, "Oh, what happened?" Stuff like that. So you have to have consistency. You have to have a red thread. I like to say in Swedish.
It is true, though. It is true. It is.
Next, we had Lashley versus Moose. Time for redemption. Moose and Lashley have been going on. They've actually been feuding. The interesting thing is that the problem between ATT and Impact started when Lashley and Moose were in Mexico, and Moose kicked Lashley out of the ring. This has been quite a while that this feud has been going on, and this is the end of it.
But we haven't really seen that much from them. Really,
we haven't seen Moose and Lashley going at it as much. No, they were in a steel cage match, and stuff like that. Lashley comes out with KM and Dan Lambert. How did you like this match?
I mean, it was this once again hard hitting.
Yeah,
I like it.
You can't go wrong with Moose and Lashley.
Tank versus Tank.
You can. They're just too good. And Lashley hit a Hurricane Rana on Moose. Oh, yeah. You know the one where he wraps his legs around them and flips them. I've never seen that out of Lashley before.
The size of him.
Yeah,
you gotta take that into consideration. Yeah. I mean, no, but it was good. Like they were really pissed at each other. You could really see their anger, and they really wanted to cause damage to each other, to really hurt.
A lot of things go on. KM gets involved, thinks he's helping. Lashley does not like that at all. He says this is going to be a competitive match. Even though it's weird because all of a sudden Lashley wants it to be fair, but Lashley's always like the first one to go and find a table or a chair to beat somebody with afterwards. But maybe he wants to do it himself.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe he doesn't want help. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Anyway, a lot of close calls, near falls. Lashley gets hit by the game changer from Moose. We haven't seen Moose use that move in a long. That's his finisher. But usually he uses his go to hell sometimes, and he uses a different move too, kind of like a choke slam to hell. But anyway, he hits the game changer. Nice to see. I like that move though.
I mean, it fits him.
Yeah,
sure, totally. Yeah. I mean
what happens? I can't see what I've written.
I mean, that's pretty much it. Moose wins.
Yeah.
And Bobby gets a lot of shit from...
Lambert. That's right. He gets a lot of shit from Lambert. KM gets involved again. He says, what the hell are you doing? He's yelling at Lashley like he's like the guy
Like,
almost.
that's yeah. So and then
and he gets speared by Moose on outside. A lot of things happen. Lashley takes him into the ring. And then the Moose or Lambert gets into the ring. Moose kicks Lambert in the face, and
Well
Lashley spears Lambert to the table. That was crazy. That was a crazy spear too.
That felt good.
Yeah, I know you.
It felt really good.
And they shake each other's hands, and then your boy, Josh Hartnett, comes out.
Yeah,
Brace and everything.
My question is, why did he come out in the first place?
Because I think he wants to save Lambert. Maybe he's like,
yeah, because he comes out and I don't know. He faces Bobby, and Bobby just takes him like this. Should I hit him or not?
Yeah.
And then he tries.
Yeah,
he tries for something.
And then he tries and Lashley hits him with a Uranagi. Moose spears him, and that's it. And I'm thinking he goes to the hospital after that. He was already so broken, so fragile.
I think he's like friend with the personnel right there.
Nice,
like,
probably. We see Patron, Impact, and Drake get ready once again. Yes,
we're getting close.
We're getting closer. Can you feel it?
Yeah, I can feel it.
And then we have a Pluto TV rewind where Samoa Joe wins the X Division Championship. That was basically not much to say about that. Those Pluto TV rewinds are so short. But, for us, when we watch it on the GWN network, we don't see it. We see it like it just comes on, like a little break. I'm thinking that when they show this on TV,
they might show.
No, not that they show it longer, but it's like with a commercial.
Mm-hmm.
So the commercials are maybe first, and then the Pluto TV thing comes on, and then the show comes on. So it's kind of like part of the commercial almost. That's what I'm thinking. That's why
it has to be, because they're really, really short.
Yeah.
So you don't really get that much from them. But yeah.
Anyway. Then we have Ishimori versus Everett in a X Division Championship match. This was a little odd because they showed it right. They started in the middle. We didn't see very much of it. How did you like this match?
The match itself was really good and yada yada yada. But the problem here is that Andrew and Ishimori are not on the same level.
No, they're not. They're not. That's definitely true. Everett is, and I don't know what happened with Everett, but I don't want to be that guy because neither you or I are like fit.
Yeah, sure.
We're not on Ishimori's level.
Yeah,
but Andrew Everett, he got a little bit chunky. And it looks, for somebody who's supposed to be a high flyer, and definitely for somebody who's supposed to wear tights, or no, not tights, but like trunks like that, it doesn't look great.
Yeah, he's I don't know why.
It could be that he's in Japan, and from what I've heard from other wrestlers, is usually when a wrestler returns, if they've been gone for a while and they return, they usually look better. They look like ripped, but it's usually because they have time to stay home and they eat right and they train and stuff like that. When they're on the road all the time.
Then you
can't watch what you eat. You might not have,
That's true.
So it could be the thing, but I just found that he didn't look his best, and I think it showed in the ring as well.
Definitely, because like I said, Ishimori is on one level, and then you have Andrew, and his moves against Ishimori just crushes it. I don't know.
Yeah. And there might be multiple reasons why it was like that. But the thing is, what I thought was, did Ishimori really get hurt? Because when Everett hit him with that Frankensteiner DDT, he was out for a bit.
Yeah,
that or he played it very, very well.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but I don't know. I really like Ishimori, and just his moves, his strength, the way he executes them. It's just not gonna.
Ishimori wins with a 450 splash.
Keeps
the title. Yes, keeps the title. This was unfortunately the worst match of the evening, I thought, but just because we didn't get to see enough of it, and we didn't get to see the build and
the beginning and nothing.
And then we get to the main event: 6 Sides of Steel championship match. Stipulation here is that if Eli Drake wins, Alberto El Patron and Johnny Impact are not allowed to challenge for the world title again. At least as long as Eli Drake is champion. How did you like this match?
I think it was, we don't really see this kind of match, and I was happy for that. We saw something different, pretty much. And my boy Alberto, Impact, okay. Eli, really good.
Yeah, they did very well. There's a lot of near falls, a lot of sweet moves. I would have wanted to see some blood. Once again, we talked about this before, many times before. And also, actually, I didn't mention that when we watched the Pluto TV Rewind, AJ Styles was bleeding from the mouth. I don't know if you saw that.
Guy?
Yeah, he was.
Shit.
When Samoa Joe was choking him out, he was bleeding from the mouth.
But
So I mean, they did like a lot of blood.
Yeah, but
here they could have had some blood. I don't understand why they couldn't have had some blood when they kept shoving them into the cage and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm not saying like stab yourself and make it like go for a waterfall, but something.
Yeah,
just something.
And then I gotta say, Johnny Impact running the side of the cage to avoid being slammed into it. His parkouring it up.
And then I don't know, like Eli's trying to like climb, and he takes so long to actually get up. So Johnny has like time to get him and whatnot. And then
it's always the odd thing, because I never really liked the idea of escaping the cage being like the way you win. Because, I mean, it isn't actually that difficult to just walk out the front. I mean, I don't know why it would take so long for Alberto El Patron to crawl out of the ring.
I don't know. But because he was like, drink a cup of coffee. Come on, man. Like, come on, chop. But no, let's chill for a bit. Let's watch Tinder for a bit here and there. Yeah.
Tinder.
Not that he had a phone, but yeah. And the thing with this match, I didn't really like the ending.
You didn't like the fact that... but Drake's supposed to be a bad guy, and he's supposed to cheat. And Chris Adonis stopped the Impact. What happens is that Drake and Impact go out of the ring at the same time. It looks like Impact is going to hit the floor first, but Chris Adonis grabs him, holds him until Drake falls down.
Really? I mean, come on.
Drake keeps the championship. This furthers the storyline. It also cements Drake as a good champion, or that he just continues. And it also sets up basically for what's going to happen in the January tapings here.
But yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I mean, cheating like that, because I mean, Alberto never cheats, ish, kind of.
Excuse me.
Maybe, and Impact doesn't really cheat.
No, Impact doesn't cheat.
So I don't know. It was a good match.
Yes, all things considered, this was a great show. B+ for me.
B+ here.
Yeah. Good. February 3rd on Twitch, we'll be seeing Brace for Impact, the special. That'll be interesting. That's this weekend.
Boom.
So Twitch it up, bro.
Twitch it up.
So get your Twitch. Get your Twitch ready. And then tomorrow, actually, I'm going to go out on the line and say that it's the first Impact under the new regime completely. Scott D'Amore, Don Callis, the first one back in Orlando. Hopefully the crowd is alive for this again. Yeah, we'll see.
Hopefully.
Mm-hmm. Anything else? Anything you want to say? This is a shorter episode, but I mean, that's just what it is.
But it's really because we had a lot of matches, and the matches had a really good, like, they were actually long. It wasn't like short here and there, boom, boom, done.
It was great, and we'll see where it goes. And basically, what I think, apart from Ali and Laura versus Laurel Van Ness, this kind of ends a lot of feuds. Now that Impact and Patron aren't allowed to challenge for the World Championship again, that opens up for so many different possibilities, because it has been, like JB has been saying the whole time, there's a log jam at the top. Which means that people aren't getting to, they want to go for the World Championship, but there's like people in the way.
Yeah, but then we never get like a chance, because then we have these cheating guys.
Mr.
Chris.
So
I don't know. So
maybe you should cheat on your tests. That's how you're supposed to win.
Because I mean, I don't know how Alberto or Impact is supposed to get Eli. I'm not really.
They can't anymore.
Oh yeah, because that's what we said. He won something. I don't know.
Anyway. Yes.
It is what it is.
That's it for the Wrestling Guild for this week. Follow us on YouTube and Stitcher and SoundCloud and Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. Read my articles on the Single Leg Takedown Wrestling. I have 2 now. Comes out on Mondays and on Saturdays. Mondays is the Wrestling Artisans Digital Corner, where I just recommend what has been going on streaming services and stuff like that. So I have like this week on YouTube, this week on GWN, this week on Twitch, and this week on
You can hook me
everything
up.
else. You should just follow single leg takedown wrestling, and you'll see. And I also talked this week. I talked about, or this past week, Saturday, I talked about the disconnect, and this week I think I'm going to write about the loss of JB.
Sounds like a good plan.
So that's it. For my name is Chris Mary Halpin. For Nick E. Anderson, the test taker extraordinaire. See you next week.
Peace.